I got the opportunity to go with Hogan, man. Oh my God. Phoenix, Arizona. We're going to do a snake pit. And
well, 87, maybe, you think?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
I can't remember. I ain't gonna bullshit you.
Sure.
I can remember what happened. It wasn't good. But we did a thing on the snake pit, and he's talking about, and I'm like, hey, what do you think of my python? And he's like, brother, the biggest pythons in the world are right here, and he does his shit. And it went on, and I'm like, well, next week we'll have a tape measure, and we'll see who's got the biggest pythons. So the next week they've got a weight set up out there for Hogan to pump up with. So we measure his arm, and it was a gimmick tape. 21. I measure the snake, 21 and a half. So Hogan lays down on the bench, starts working out, measure again, 21 and a half. It's the same as the snake. He goes, brother, these pythons are going to pump up a little bit more. And he starts to work out again. Well, I'm pissed off.
Right.
So I kibosh him, DDT on the set, which had the same result that it did with Steamboat, split his skull. He's laying there bleeding, and I walk off the set. I walk off the set to the back, and Vince grabs me and hugs me. Oh, Jake, this is going to be magnificent. Oh, God, the money you guys are going to make.
Right. And
I'm sitting there going, finally, my dream, man. It's happening. God, thank you, Jesus. Oh, my God, I'm pissing myself. I'm so happy. He said, stay right here with me. I'm like, what for? He goes, no, wait. He said, the people, they'll start chanting, Hulk, Hulk, Hulk. And he's going to come to his feet. He'll rip his T-shirt off, and he'll scream, beat his chest. He'll come looking for you. And we're talking about going straight to the bank with all this. Jake, thank you. And he shakes my hand. We stand there. And we stand there. Then Ben starts to look around like, what the hell's going on? He looks out. Hogan's waiting for the people to start chanting. The people did. They started chanting, DDT, DDT. And Vince went, you're screwed. What do you mean I'm screwed? He goes, that's not what we want.
Right.
I'm like, well, give it a shot. Shit, So they give it a couple of shots. They sent us to Portland, Maine, sold out, set the record in the building. Went to Montreal, sold out, in which it hadn't been sold out in years there before. Sold it out, turned them away.
Now, these are no cameras, right?
No cameras.
Right. Okay.
And here's what happened in the matches. DDT, DDT. Then says, that's it. No more. What do you mean no more? We're sold out. We turn away people. He goes, I don't give a damn. That's not what it's about. How much better can you get than a sellout? But the WWE didn't care about sellouts. It's all about marketing.
Yeah.
That's where the money's at. Vince used to say he didn't give a shit how many people came to the building because the marketing's where he makes his money. And that was it. They cut that program right then and there. And then they decided, well, we can't have Jake as a babyface. We got to turn him back heel. And they did what I considered impossible, but it's not, where you change two people at the same time. When Honky Tonk hit me with that guitar, he was a babyface. I was the heel. He hit me with a guitar, he turned heel, and I became a babyface at the same time, which is just, it's crazy. It's crazy. How do you do that? By selling and keeping people's emotions tied to that character. The snake thing has made me so much money. I might have been a pretty damn good wrestler. I might have been great on the interviews. But that damn snake made my career. It made my career. Without that snake,
the DDT.
That the DDT was great. But that snake still keeps me out there selling product.
Yeah.
Because that snake is something those kids identify with,
Sure.
and mom and dad squirm. Now, who out there does not want to scare the shit out of their parents? We all did, for one reason or another. But fans, I just want you to know how bad you effed me. You cost me money.
He still hasn't dropped an F-bomb
You
yet.
call me millions, you fucking assholes.
There we go.
There it is.
You cost me millions. Thank you for costing me millions, because I'd have blown that on drugs too.
Yeah, right.
No, God bless you, fans.
You wouldn't be
But
here.
damn it, you screwed the shit out of me more than that Bill Watts ever thought about doing. And he also had to be smart about the things they were giving him. I remember he came to me one time and they showed me something on TV they were doing. I said, brother, they're fixing to pull it out from under you and they're going to leave you looking like a friggin' fool.
Let me tell you exactly what happened, because Bish had called me up because they're going to give me this opportunity. And
Because he had squawked, they're finally going to give it to
they're
him.
going to give me an opportunity. And I told Jake, and Jake said, here's what's going to happen. They're going to put you in an angle with someone who means nothing. And I don't care how good you pull it off, it will mean nothing. And then you will end up saying, they'll be able to say, look, we gave him his chance
Didn't draw.
and he didn't draw. I go, well, wait a second. What if the angle's really good? He goes, you don't get it. Here's what has to happen. He goes, I'm going to give you an example. Who's Robert Goldman? I said, the guy OJ killed. He said, exactly. Do you think you would know Robert Goldman if his neck was slashed by Alan Funt? Like, no. It had to be someone really big, someone who's really over, and OJ is that guy. So you're going to know everything that happened around OJ. It's got to be someone who means something. And if you take it back to where did it all happen with the NWO? And that's all my idea of me dropping, asking them to put the shirt on and me telling them, what? You two guys, you're like my boys. And what happened? You're asking me now, number 6? What happened to number 3 or 4?
Disrespect.
Now you want me? How about no? And I said to Kev originally when I brought it to him, I said, and you do just like you do. If you told me you wanted me to do something and I, had an attitude because my nose was turned the wrong way, you would say, oh, let Dally, he'll get over it. He'll get over it. And then I had him come back again, I said. And then the third time I put the shirt on, friggin', you turn your back, we hug. I friggin' Scott Hall high fives me when he pulls away. I pull him in, hit him with a cutter, and you go over the top rope. I take off through the people. Actually, it was Eric Bischoff's idea that I took off through the people.
That was brilliant.
Yeah, that was brilliant. Bish saw a lot of things in me. Like before that, he had made me, I had so many gimmicks. I was doing them all at the same time. Spitting the gum.
Good God.
Yeah, I mean, everything. And trying to find out who this guy was. But the reality was, and Bischoff saw this as it was starting to make sense coming towards the NWO. And that hadn't happened yet. But he was like, lose the gum, lose the glasses. And I'll never forget the night in Atlanta. And we're at the Phillips Center and we're sold out. We're getting white hot. And this is around the end of 96, going to 97. And he walked up to me. I was about to walk out there playing my music. He goes, lose a cigar. I go, come on, man. I really smoked the cigar. We smoke them all the time.
They're
He's
bad
like,
for you, Dallas.
lose the cigar. And I took it and I flicked it. I walked out. I got my biggest pop ever. Had nothing to do with the cigar, but he was right. And the more I just became myself, and stopped trying to be the over-the-top wrestling performer.
You don't have to be over the top.
Yeah, you don't. You just got to be yourself, amped up. And what happened was I told Kevin the idea, about me dropping them. And he was like, I love it. Go tell Bischoff. I go, I'm telling Bischoff. I got to tell Scott. He's taking the cutter. He goes, dude, you don't think he wants to help you? You created his gimmick. You got him a job when his wife was pregnant. You know, no one would call him back. You don't think he wants to repay you? Plus, we need baby faces. You're a baby face that you just are. It's who you are. And I went and told Scott. I said, I got to tell Scott first. He goes, I love it. Go tell Bishop. I said, I ain't telling him shit. You know, I go, let the big man tell him. And we went to, what was so great about Nitros was you got to work from 8 to 11. And then we went to the bar right in the hotel we were at. And we'd watch from 11 to 2. We'd watch the show. It was awesome. And that's where Kev brought it up. And Bish kind of like, oh, I don't know, you know, and Scott Hall said something like, you know, everybody knows you guys are buddies, man. He goes, being your friend is not a good thing.
Oh, sir.
You know, I don't know how much longer I want to stay here. And I just looked at Scott. He said something like that. And Bish goes, you're right. Let's do it. And that was something that,
leap of faith.
You know, it was like, wow, this is going to happen. And we started it. And we got those first couple of weeks in, and then I was supposed to drop them, but that's when Piper was coming in with all the bagpipes. And friggin' they said, we don't want this to get lost on the show.
That's true.
And I said, sure, let's change it. It changed 8 weeks in a row. And you'd have to look that up, you know, because you're the guy who really does all the timelines, Conrad.
Well,